Some of the cameras I'm going to show you, but we do have a few crashes that we're already tracking at 5:43 on your Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get to them. We'll go ahead and start with a live look outside. This is coming in from the college area as you head west towards San Diego State, eventually reaching the 15 freeway. This is our shaky kind of blur cam that I always like to show. Sadly, it's not facing the fair. I wish it was, but this is the 5 in both directions right at Via de la Valle. That's the northbound drive as folks leave Sorrento Valley headed towards Del Mar. And last but not least, this is out of the South Bay, 805 North passing Home Avenue. All right, we have a crash. This occurred around 2 a.m., but it's still active on the CAD. It's on the right shoulder in Carmel Valley on the 5 South. We have a crash on the 54. So this is near the Paradise Hill, Spring Valley, Bonita area, where however you want to describe it, 54 West right at Briarwood as you make your way towards the 805. So this may slow things down for you headed out the door this morning. And then we have another crash just east of that. This one blocking the slow lane on the 125 South, and this is right at Hamishaw Road near La Presa. Coming up in the 6 o'clock hour, we'll take a closer look at what your Tuesday travel times look like this morning. That's all ahead. Back to you guys. 54. So we have a crash blocking the right lane currently in the Bonita, Paradise Hills area, however you want to describe it. It's on the 54 westbound right before you hit Briarwood. So if you're leaving those neighborhoods headed towards the 805, that may slow things down. And if that's not enough, we have another crash that we're also tracking, blocking the right lane as well. And this is in the La Presa, Spring Valley area on the 125 South right before you hit Hamishaw and Paradise Valley Road. And it's backing up things a little bit. So you see that small stretch of red indicating that we're encountering some slowing before you get to the 125, also known as that toll freeway headed towards Eastlake and Otay Ranch. All right, the time is 6:10. Let's go ahead and switch it over to our border wait times. San Ysidro's port of entry, kind of sluggish this morning. We're averaging about 2 hours to get across. Meanwhile, a little better coming in from Otay Mesa's port of entry, but not by much, by about 30 minutes or so. That'll take you about 90 minutes to get across that last trek. Back to you guys. Morning. Let's go ahead and start off in the East County where people are making their way westbound coming in from Santee. So coming at your screen is the eastbound drive as you approach the 125. Top of your screen is the westbound drive as you head up the summit, leaving Santee, eventually making your way towards Tierra Santa. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears and take it a little more north. This is the 5 in both directions right at Via de la Valle. This is the northbound drive on the left side of your screen. Right side is the southbound drive as you make your way towards Sorrento Valley. And last but not least, things are starting to get a little crowded for comfort. This is coming out of Chula Vista National City. That's at 805 Drive, and things are pretty slow and go, despite a lot of those kids being on break. Yeah, the adults still got to go to work. All right, we had an earlier crash. It looks like the icon disappeared, meaning the crash probably cleared, and that was right at Briarwood. But we're not in clear yet because we're still tracking this crash, and this one's on the 125 rather, right where it meets the 54 in the La Presa Spring Valley area. And you could see that we have a little bit of slowing there, 17-mile-per-hour speeds right now as you head westbound coming towards that 125, also known as Toll Freeway on the 54, eventually making your way towards the 805. All right, coming up in the 6:30 block here, we'll take a look at what your Tuesday travel times have in store. Back to you guys.
All right, coming up here, the U.S.
towards the 15 connector. All right, let's go ahead and take you back to the South Bay because that's where we are still tracking this crash that is slowing things down in a pretty big way, just near where the 54 and the 125, also known as Hamishaw Boulevard, meet. If you're familiar with that area, it's kind of where the swap meet is near Dictionary Hill. 71 miles per hour right now if you're headed southbound towards the Spring Valley, Paradise Hills area. About 15 to 20 minutes right now on the 5 and the 805 coming in from the South Bay as you make your way north. If you're coming in from the East County headed west, remember that slow drive I showed you at the top of my report there. Most of the slowing is coming in from Santee as you make your way towards the 15 connector. And then here's what's happening out of the North County. We're all in the green, steady speeds for the most part on the 5, the 15, as well as the 78 this morning. Back to you guys. Goes around the entire neck, just like so they don't scratch or lick their wounds. Anyways, but yes, I need to get him a little donut stuffed animal. All right, let's go ahead and start things off with a live look coming out of Santee. We do have a crash that you should know about if you take the 5 freeway anywhere near the Carlsbad area. It looks like we're tracking a crash right at Poinsettia. So this is blocking the off ramp to get into Carlsbad to Poinsettia Lane. A crash there just came in on the CAD, so that may slow things down in between Carlsbad all the way down to Solana Beach. All right, Tuesday travel times are looking fairly light, but I am seeing an uptick. Spring Street on the right shoulder where the 125 and the 94 meet. And then we have another one in the center divide, this one in Lemon Grove. So as you exit Lemon Grove and head, let's say maybe towards the Golden Hill South Park area, nearing that 15 connector, that may set you back a little bit this morning. Back to you guys. Your way south, eventually reaching the RB Rancho Penasquitos Forest Ranch area near Ted Williams. Things are rolling pretty smooth as of last check, and then this is what it looks like on the 5. We're pretty gridlocked as you make your way in from Chula Vista, headed towards that 54 split, eventually reaching the mile of cars, and then a lot of that slowing starts to improve once you get closer to the Coronado Bridge. All right, we have 2 issues, back-to-back issues, both on the 94 near the Lemon Grove area. So if you're traveling out of those pockets or anywhere near those surrounding neighborhoods, you may want to pay attention. We have one on the 125 north, right where it meets the 94, and then we have another one on the 125 right at Spring Street. So you can just see here how it's pretty slow and go through that entire area from the Mount Helix area all the way towards Lemon Grove as you make your way out of those pockets headed westbound this morning. Travel times are starting to pick up, so we're no longer in the green. We're seeing a lot of yellow and reds coming in from the South Bay as you make your way northbound in from Chula Vista National City. Average speeds anywhere between 35 to about 45 miles per hour, and travel times anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes. All right, back to you. Of the incidents that we're tracking closer to the Lemon Grove area. So if you're leaving Lemon Grove, let's say headed west towards the 15 or the 805 freeways, this may set you back a little bit. It's on the 125 right where it meets Spring Street, slowing back things all the way to Bancroft Drive. All right, here's a live look outside. This is the 15 in both directions right at Poway Road as you make your way southbound, headed towards the Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos area. Back to you guys. Nothing but headaches, but it's okay because we love him. He's our little rescue animal. All right, let's go ahead and start things off in the Lemon Grove area. As you make your way west, nearing the 125, you may encounter additional slowing, and this is due to a crash that we're tracking, slowing things all the way down to Bancroft. And then we have this one that is likely going to cause some slowing as you make your way through the Golden Hill and South Park neighborhoods on the 94 West into downtown San Diego as you approach the 5 freeway. So this is on the 94 West, just east of the 5. A lot of people take the 94, especially coming in from the 805. So just maybe pack your patience because things are pretty slow. It's already slow to get onto the 5 from the 94, and this is just going to cause additional slowing this morning. In fact, here's a look at some of the brake tapping that we're encountering on the 94 West. And this is just west of the 805. Travel right now on the 94 doesn't look too bad. It could be worse. From the 125 to downtown, average speeds 35 miles per hour with a travel time of about 13 minutes. Back to you guys. And this is going to be on the 94 West right before you get to the 5 freeway, slowing things down all the way to 28th. In fact, here's a look at some of the slowing that you're encountering on the 94. The 94 already sees slowing at this hour, so this is just going to cause additional brake tapping as you make your way through South Park and Golden Hill. A lot of folks take the 94 from the 805, so just keep that in mind. You may want to take alternate routes this morning. Travel times are building on the 94, now about 15 from the 125 inbound. And the numbers are building, especially on the 94 west from the 125. 15 minutes now. We're also seeing a good amount of slowing coming in from Santee. This is typically a 7-minute drive. So we're looking at double time right now to get you towards Tierra Santa with average speeds around 30 miles per hour. It's also at a crawl coming in from the South Bay, 20 to 30 minutes on the 5 and the 805. Full span to the Coronado Bridge, though, not too bad, about 5 minutes in from downtown to Coronado. Netta.
Thank you very much.
I know. I was like just thinking about the drives. And
yes.
8:12 is the time on your Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
We're seeing a good amount of slowing. It's our usual slowing that we see for this time of day. And we have a few crashes that we're tracking. So let's go ahead and take you to one of the latest reports. It looks like the connector between the 805 south to the 52 is partially blocked, and this is in the Claremont Mesa area, causing some stop and go back to Governor Drive. So this is due to a crash there. And then the 94, we're still tracking this accident, blocking the right shoulder in the Golden Hill neighborhood. And this is on the 94 west before you get to the 5, slowing things down all the way to 28. So if you use the 94, let's say you hop on the 94 in from the 805, you can encounter, you're likely going to encounter additional slowing this morning. due to that incident. In fact, here's a live look right now on the 94 just west of the 805, and you could see that we're at a crawl right now as you travel through Golden Hill and South Park. Travel times aren't too bad though. The 94 could be worse right now to get from Lemon Grove to downtown San Diego. An overall travel time of 13 minutes, so not too bad there. 8 minutes meanwhile coming in from College Avenue headed towards Mission Valley, and about 15 full span of the 52 in from the 125 towards the 15 connector. A few crashes that may hinder travel for you. So this one is causing some brake tapping as you make your way south towards Solana Beach. It looks like it is on the 5 north right before Loma Santa Fe. Despite being on the north end side of the freeway, it's causing some bottlenecking as you make your way inbound from Encinitas this morning. We also have another crash partially blocking the 805 where it connects with the 52, causing some stop and go all the way to Governor Drive. And then we have this one that just popped up near Lemon Grove. This is on the 94 West right at the 125. Involving 3 cars. All of the cars involved are on the shoulder, or excuse me, the center divide. So this is likely going to cause a good amount of slowing as you make your way southbound in from Carlsbad headed towards Encinitas. And then we have another crash just south of that. This one is on the northbound end, but it's causing a lot of congestion coming in from Encinitas, making your way towards Solana Beach. So if you're headed in from Carlsbad or Encinitas on the 5 South this morning, just expect some slowing because of those back-to-back crashes. We have another crash, this one on the 805 right where it connects with the 52, causing stop and go congestion all the way back to Governor Drive. And then we have this one where Lemon Grove, the 94 and the 125 meet, is where we're seeing a lot of congestion as you make your way westbound, headed out of Lemon Grove, let's say towards Euclid or Federal. All right, 5 to 10 minutes right now for all of those westbound drives headed in from the East County. So we're seeing some progress, improvement as we're inching closer to the 9 o'clock hour, but still some minor slowing, about 15 to 20 right now for those drives headed northbound in from the South Bay. Full span of the Coronado Bridge under 5 minutes. And then here's what it looks like. Remember, the 5 coming in from Oceanside to Encinitas is likely going to be pretty slow because of those crashes. The one at Poinsettia and then the one at Loma Santa Fe. Back to you.